Drunken bum. It's actually about the human race, but
Talking about me?
everybody in here really. The drunken bum. There he came, crawling out of the bay at high noon. His soaking button-up open and flapping in the wind, exposing his hairy chest. Hanging and bobbing in knee-high waters with that dumbstruck, confused look. Stumbling out into the sand and smothering himself in mud with a good toppling roll. Falling back asleep on the soft, hot sand, unknowingly awaiting high tide. Alright, this one's got a little story that goes before it, so...
Okay.
Last summer, old girl hit me up. She went to art school at School for Visual Arts in Manhattan. And she dropped out and wanted to do some traveling, so she said, meet up with me. And, you know, we'll go hitchhike around and do whatever. She's on her way down from New York, and obviously I'm here in Michigan, so I met her in Ohio. And then we hitchhiked to San Francisco, spent some time there just camping and stuff on the beaches for a few weeks. And then she was going to meet up with a couple of her friends, go to Vegas. A couple of my friends were coming out to San Francisco too. So I decided, you know, I said, she wanted me to come with her and meet up with her friends, but I said, you know, I'm going to wait for my homies and kick it here a little bit longer. And then they came out there. We spent a couple weeks in San Francisco. And long story short, we went down to Santa Cruz, me and my homies, before they were about to leave, in 2 days to fly back to Michigan. And we got real drunk there, had a really good night. We had a hotel room. We were about to drive home, but we said, why don't we just drive back to Oakland tonight, because they're flying back tomorrow, and save the drive. And I said, I think I'm going to stay here in the hotel room. So we parted there. I stayed in Santa Cruz, and I lived on the streets of Santa Cruz for a couple weeks. And this one night, I got this free motel room. So in Santa Cruz, there's like a boardwalk and a beach, and a lot of people always drinking and hanging out, like vacationing from around California and different places. And I went and hung out on the beach, met a couple girls, like got wasted, drunk with them on the beach, like midday, you know what I'm saying? And at 6 o'clock, I just fucking passed out in my hotel room, like on the bed. So I woke up at like 2 a.m. or something, and there's like, I see like some moonlights coming through the window. I see on my pillow, there's like 5 cockroaches just going around. So so I jumped up, I freaked out, and I cut on the lights, and I think like some Danny Brown says, the roaches ain't even run when I cut the lights on. And then so I'm like, oh shit. So I you know, I'm tweaking out, I don't know what the fuck, man. It's the middle of the night and I'm all sober and shit now. So then I grabbed this chair and I leaned it up against the wall, because it's like a wooden chair, so it's the only thing I figured, there's no cockroaches inside of there. Leaned it up against the wall, I put on the TV, and Men in Black was on, which I love that. I love some classic Will Smith, but they got those big ass cockroaches in that movie. And I don't know about that, but so I watched Men in Black. I smoked a little bud. Someone had tossed me a couple nugs like out when I was walking around the other day, so that was nice. Smoked a joint, watched some Men in Black. And then it was about like 4 o'clock, and I decided to just go out, walk around the town. There's not shit going on in Santa Cruz after 10 o'clock, but so I went down to the beach, and this poem is called 5 a.m. in Santa Cruz. On pale mornings, when the sun weakly struggles to rise, like a sore horse limping, and gradually fills the fading night with rays of subtle warmth, when the air falls still, and the flags along the pier fall silent, and the seagulls rest, filling their chest with ocean scents and deep breaths, with their claws sunk into softened wood, and the water below shifts and rolls with the faintest sound. Only the bums walk the streets, dragging their feet behind rusted shopping carts filled with moldy blankets and empty cans, toying with batterized radios that play swing jazz or ringing bicycle bells of a light, clean tone. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna do one more here. This is my most recent one. It's a little bit abstract, but it's kind of about the experience of being alive in retrospect, if that were even possible. In the blur, a frothing wave coughed a glimpse, and there had been perpetual movement, excitement that builds and shreds into the world in a squawk, and uneasiness. A sticky writhing, a passionate fleeing into foreign limbs entangled, melting and pulling. An extrapolation of pink guts, flesh lungs pressed against blackness's ceiling. A bloom of breath, twisting over the void like water from an urn delicately poured into an abyss.